My mother told me about those books and how they weren't accessible to read anymore. Only stories about what they could contain.
If Xena was able to learn such a dangerous spell in that book, who knows how many more she knows?
We should tell Miss Sahara. Xena could be in danger now.
I agree.
Let's go then. Miss Sahara should be on lunch break by now in her office.
Come in. Oh, how can I help you girls?
We need to tell you something.
Yeah, we think Xena could be a danger to this school.
A danger? How come?
I assume you remember giving me access to your private books, yes?
I do. How is this linked to Xena? You were the only one I showed.
That's the thing. Xena disguised herself in the shadows. Long story short, she was able to look at all the books and learned a very dangerous, powerful dark spell.
Add illegal to the list. My uncle's in the Grand Magic Council in the government, and they'd have his head if he even thought of telling me about the sort of spells in those types of books.
Xena used one of the spells in a fight against Xion. Luckily, Nafs absorbed the spell before it could do any damage, but if she wasn't there, Chia would have ended up blind.
We're not sure if or how many more spells she knows from those books, so we needed to tell you.
That is most alarming. Thank you girls for telling me. I will need to move these books. You girls should head back to your dorms. I'll deal with Xena.
Okay, bye Miss Sahara.
Nobody can learn the materials in these books. It's not enough having them disguised. It's still too dangerous. Layla?
Hopefully Miss Sahara can sort this out before Xena does anything else.
Yeah, do you think she'll get exiled?
I'm not sure.
She casted something illegal, so it will have consequences.
Severe ones. Now, I must get going and meet Nanu back in the library. See you later.
Speaking of, I need to go too. I promised Lucinda that I would show her this new recipe from the bazaar.
You two still haven't met up?
Not yet. She's probably in my dorm waiting, so I'll get going. Bye.
Bye, Hal. Now it's just us. Hopefully.
Hey, do you remember Layla?
Isn't she the protector of that one village?
Yeah, Mukaba village.
What about her?
I was thinking we could meet up with her and ask about the map. She might know something.
Well, she did say she had some close ties with the descendants of those expeditioners. They might be the ones that went to Glaria. It's gonna be a long walk to the village, so let's go. Alright, we're almost there!
Yep. Too bad Solanae doesn't have any roads that we can easily track. It's just sand as far as the eye can see. Anyway, enough talking. We need to get moving before my legs fall off. Phew, we're finally here. Feels like that walk took an entire decade.
You do get tired easily.
But still, that was too much. Back to the topic. We need to find Layla. Assuming this is the correct village, I mean, I don't see anyone here, though.
I hear you two are looking for me?
Layla? Since when were you here?
I saw you from above, so I decided to say hi. From the looks on your faces, you two need something?
Well, where do we start?
Long story short, we found this map in a book. Thankfully, we've been to a few other people and got some reliable answers about it. It's a 3,000-year-old map showing an outdated version of our planet. One researcher managed to go as far as reading through a few forbidden books on this topic of this map.
According to her, the book has a chapter which talks about this cave located in another continent called Glaria. This cave was said to be where the Solanae gods created the Gemstones.
It also said that the cave has a stone circle which leads to a passageway, and that a user of each gemstone is needed for it to open, including the rare opal gemstone.
Glaria. That name is familiar.
Well, it's one of the 3 Savorian continents, so of course people like you know about it.
No, I mean that literally. Glaria was once a beautiful continent, covered in similar substance as sand, but instead it was white and cold as ice. Unfortunately, dry meteorites hit the continent decades ago. Flying debris was everywhere for years, now making Glaria an unrecognizable plain of ash.
The continent is covered by flying debris ever since those meteorites hit?
Yes. Luckily, some parts of the continent are recognizable as to how it was a few decades ago. Now, let me tell you about something else that reminded me of its existence. There is a mysterious organization, a nameless one, buried deep inside of the continent. The organization's leader is a young woman named Iqva. Surprisingly, after all this time, she still considers the continent as her home. A bizarre fact is that Iqva is a user of the diamond gemstone, meaning that it's possible she could have originated from Solanae, but chose to move out to somewhere more remote.
Whoa, there's an organization being led by a diamond user in Glaria?
Yes. There's one more fact that I like to get out of my head. I used to work for her.
You used to work for her?
Yes. In my eyes, Iqva is basically the traditional villain from any fantasy book. She is always mad about something for no reason at all. You do not want to meet her. If you do, it's game over.
I'm interested now. If she's a diamond user, can anyone defeat her?
It could be possible. But as of now, nobody has ever won against the legendary Iqva. When she's done fighting against an opponent, she freezes them so that they're solid as a stone, then crushes them so that nothing but a few ice shards remain. I've seen her do that before, and I have to admit, that stopped me as to why I left the organization. When I did, I fled to the neighboring continent of Vatsalia for a few days before eventually moving to Solanae, where I am now.
Vatsalia?
Yeah, the second continent of Cyvoria. Surprisingly, the continent has a lot of inhabitants, but a very instinct culture. I chose to go there because where I entered was right next to the border to Vatsalia, whereas the border to Solanae was a little far away. Luckily, some really nice people took me to their local village of Kaspa, where I stayed for a few days before eventually taking my leave and walking the extremely long distance to Solanae. It was quite the experience.
I'm curious what the land of Vatsalia looks like now. Is it like Solanae or with more greenery?
Well, sort of. As I said, I only stayed in Cosmo for a few days to study, so I never saw any new scenery apart from what the village had to offer, so I can't tell you much about it. Enough chit-chat about Fatsalia. There's this bazaar that could be useful to you guys in your map.
Lead the way.
Sorry for the big crowds. It's rush hour and everyone's getting off work.
It's no biggie. We used to crowds back at the academia.
There is this one person I could take you to. She owns a bookstore with a ton of history books. Come with me.
Layla, have you come to do more research? I see you've brought guests.
This is Femi and Nuru.
Oh, so it's you two. Lucinda has been writing to me about your map.
Wait, she was?
She was asking if I had anything on Glaria. Ancient maps of the world, history of gods, that sort of stuff.
Well, do you?
As a matter of fact, I do. Now, I never share or tell anyone this, but my great summit grandfather was one of the men who went on an expedition to Glaria.
Which one? We've learned that some never made it to the continent, and then another about a secret connection between the two.
The one when they went to form an alliance. On the banks of the sea separating Solanae and Glaria, there's this secret passage underground. It's this natural tunnel filled with water that the government used to communicate with Glaria without others knowing. That's how the expedition first happened. Some men used that tunnel to get to Glaria, and it led to the surface. When they got there, some people, including my ancestors, snuck off to map the place out. The inhabitants were very closed off about making maps of the place, so some got suspicious. My ancestors' journal had a couple of roughly sketched maps drawn.
I found the things you needed, Elham.
Perfect timing, Shia. From what I read and was able to make out, my ancestor drew this sort of magic circle. It talked about using gemstones to open this passage.
Hold on. We know this.
Yeah, it's the place where all the world's energy meets and where the Solanae gods created the gemstones in the passage.
But we learned that you need all users, including Opal. So, how did your ancestor get it open?
He was an Opal user. There aren't any more journal entries after he said he was entering the passage. Who knows what happened to him and how his journal made it back, but he didn't.
At least we know a potential place an Opal gemstone user died. If we were to go there, we might find him, or parts of him.
We can't be sure he's actually dead.
I think it's safe to say we can. Like, how many years has it been since the expedition? Even if he lived past the passage, he wouldn't survive that long until today.
But he could. Who knows?
Well, anyways, I've made some copied version of the extracts from his journal on how to get the stone circle and what he did. I can give it to you if you like.
Please, it could be important.
Here!
Thank you, Shia.
You've all been great help to us.
It's no problem. But I'm afraid I need to go. I'm on my way to this forest near the border of Fatsalia. If I want to make it there before sundown, I should head off now.
Wait, could you take us with you? I'm thinking of going to Vatsalia to find out more information.
I'm not against it. Let's go then.
Say hi to my friend Dia when you see her.
If we cross paths, then we will.
Hold on. There's one more thing I need to mention to you two.
I'll wait for you guys over there. When you're done, come meet me.
So, what is it?
You remember Layla, right?
Yeah, we fought her together at the academia.
I ran into her in the forest once, and overheard her and Siraj's plans.
Really? What are they?
They're planning on using the energy source in Glaria to blow up Solanae.
What? That's crazy!
How long ago was this?
Around 2 days ago.
This isn't good. How are we supposed to stop her?
This was in Vatsalia, where you guys are headed, so you might run into her, if she hasn't already left. She was mentioning how she needed this crystal to be able to collect the energy needed.
Thank you for telling us. We'll keep an eye out for her, and hopefully stop it before anything serious happens.
It's alright. I should get going before Shia leaves you 32. Safe travels.
Took you girls long enough. Let's go. Don't look so tired, girls. If you're heading to Vatsalia, then you'll be doing a lot more walking than you think.
We've already walked so much today.
At least we can see the forest. The forest smells really...
Like perfume?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the natural fumes of the plants. Very exotic.
At least we'll smell nice when we leave.
Speaking of, where do we go from here?
Getting out won't be a problem. When the sun sets fully in a couple of minutes, these fireflies will come out. The Chilkar once like flying near these vines to the planet to lead to Vatsalia, so we don't get lost.
That's helpful.
Anyways, have a safe journey, you two.
Thank you. See you later.